Hey guys, what's up? My name's Kayla from Planning with Kay, and welcome to another video. I know it's only halfway through September, but it's never too early to start getting excited about Halloween. So I'm here today with a Halloween-inspired October Plan With Me video. When I asked you guys in my last Plan With Me what you wanted to see for my October theme, you all completely bombarded the comment section with requests for a Halloween-inspired theme. So as usual, your wish is my command, and I've created an entire new sticker collection inspired by the more witchy, magical side of Halloween. So today I'm going to be using one of the new Hocus Pocus monthly sticker kits, one of the Magic Potions sticker sheet, and one of the matching functional add-on sheets to set up some October monthly bullet journal spreads. And all of the stickers are available in my Etsy shop, which is linked in the description below. This is actually going to be my first of 2 Plan With Me videos for October. This week I'm going to be creating these spreads in this amazing and Halloween-esque orange and black Dingbats notebook, which I'll then be giving away to a random person over on my Patreon. And then next week in my second Plan With Me video, I'll be creating my own personal October monthly spreads in my journal using an entirely new theme and sticker collection. Okay, so with that, let's get started on setting up these October spreads. So as usual, I'm starting the setup off with a main monthly overview spread, which will have a big calendar for writing down all of the upcoming events for October. It'll also have a section for writing down your monthly goals, and finally a section for Halloween costume ideas. I'm sure some of you out there have your costumes already picked out and nailed down way in advance, but I feel like most of you are probably like me and you're thinking of costume ideas all throughout the month of October until you finally decide to commit to something like the week before Halloween. So I wanted to create a spot to jot down all of the different costume ideas that you may have. So I've just created the monthly overview header at the top of the page with stickers from that Hocus Pocus sticker kit. And I wrote out October by using 4 different colors of Crayola Supertip markers, alternating the colors for each letter in October. And as usual, all of the supplies that I'm using will be listed in the description below. After that, I'm just creating the big calendar that is going to take up most of this spread. For this calendar, each day occupies a box that is 7 spaces wide and 6 spaces tall, and I'm just separating the top row of each day, which is going to be where I'll be writing in all of the dates for the month. Now I'm just coloring in each date section by alternating 3 Crayola markers. I'm now going into the monthly sticker kit again to create these daily headers, first by laying in alternating colors of these flag stickers, and then going over top with these small little weekly headers. And after that, I'll just write in all of the dates. And of course, I mess up the dates here, just a very classic Kayla move, and I didn't really have a good way of fixing it, so I just wrote the date over top of the wrong one. So once my calendar is done, I'm then going to fill in that empty space in the bottom right with a little decoration. After I stick some little potion bottle stickers in on each side, I'm then using those same colors plus my Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen to write "'Tis the season to be spooky" to really tie in that Halloween-inspired theme. So now I'm going to create the monthly goals section and the Halloween costume section that I mentioned before on the left side of this calendar. I'm first creating the headers for both of those by making a stripe of color, and then I'm writing in the header monthly goals and the header costume ideas, again with a Crayola marker and that same brush pen. Then to finish this spread off, I'm just going to stick in a witch's hat and a witch's broom in the corner, and that is it for the monthly overview calendar spread. The next spread I'm setting up is an October daily review, which is just a spread that I've been using myself for most of this year. The main feature is that for each day, you'll have 2 lines to jot down a summary of that day. I personally just like to write a little description of what I literally did that day, but you could also jot down how you were feeling, what you were grateful for, or anything else about your day that seems most significant to you. Besides that, there will also be a spot to keep track of your mood, your productivity, and your energy for each day. So after I create the header at the top of the page, I'm then creating a box on each side of the spread, giving each day 2 lines, so that means I have day 1 through 14 on the left with a box that's 28 spaces tall, and then day 15 through 31 on the right in a box that's 34 spaces tall. I'm then sectioning it off so that there's 4 squares at the end. The first is where I'll write the date, and then the next 3 are for recording mood, productivity, and energy each day. I'm coloring in the date boxes with the same alternating colors that I used for that monthly calendar in the previous spread, and again, I'm just writing in all the dates over top. Next, I have to actually create my color code that I'm going to then use to record the mood, productivity, and energy. And for this, I just like to do a simple color scale that goes from worst to best with a few other colors in between. So I'm just using some of the same colors that I've been using throughout this setup, starting with green for worst and going to pink for best. Finally, to complete the spread, I'm going to decorate the empty space in the bottom right. So I'm going in with a few more stickers, some potion bottles, a crystal ball, a candle, and of course a creepy little skull. Moving along, the third spread in this setup is going to be an October habit tracker. So as usual, I'm first creating the header in the upper right with one of those large rectangular headers from the kit, and then the habit tracker sticker, which is also in the kit. Then I'm just writing October again with the purple Crayola marker, adding a little drop shadow with the black brush pen. Next up, I'm going to continue that header onto the right side of the spread with some decoration, starting with one of these snake and potion bottle stickers right next to it. Then further along to the right, I'm going to letter in a very classic witchy quote from William Shakespeare's Macbeth, "Double, double, toil and trouble." And I'll actually be continuing this quote onto the next spread as well with the next line of that poem. And for this, I'm again using all the same supplies that I've been using, the different colors of Crayola markers and the Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen, and I also used a light purple Tombow marker to create just a light stripe of color. Now it's time to actually create the habit tracker itself. So I'm creating a box that is 45 spaces wide and 21 spaces tall. I'm then just separating the box in two. The right side will have 31 spaces for the 31 days of the month, and the left will be for actually writing in all of your monthly habits. After that, I'm dividing the entire tracker into 3 categories, each one being 7 spaces tall, so there's room for 21 habits total and up to 7 habits per category. To label the dates across the top of the tracker, I'm going to use this purple horizontal number strip sticker from the matching functional add-on sticker sheet. So now back to these categories. I know many people don't bother categorizing their habit trackers and they just write the habits in whatever order they want, but I personally really like categorizing mine. I just think that it makes it a lot easier to fill out because all of the habits are organized in some kind of sensical way. And I can then also see if there are certain categories that are being neglected more than others. Usually I do categories like work, home, and self-care, but I decided to try out a new type of system for this tracker. So instead, the categories here are actually separated by how often you want to be doing those habits. So at the top are the daily habits, where you'll jot down things that you want to be doing as much as possible. Next are weekly habits, and then after that are once in a while habits that you maybe only want to do a few times a month. And as you can see, I'm giving each section its own distinct colors with 3 more of those little flag stickers. So now I'm just going to use the remaining bottom part of the page for some more shameless witchy decoration. So I'm just laying in a bunch of those potion bottles along the bottom of the page. And I really love how these all look laid out next to each other like this. It feels like I'm looking inside like a witch's kitchen, or it kind of reminds me of potions class at Hogwarts or something like that. And it definitely gives me a colorful, fun Halloween vibe. So for the next monthly spread, I'm creating a finance tracker for October. I've nailed down a finance tracker finally that has really been working for me during the month of September. So I'm creating one here that's very similar. This spread will first have a spot for keeping track of all upcoming bills in October. So I'm creating a box that's 19 spaces tall and 13 spaces wide, split into 3 columns. The first column will be for writing the date, and I recommend writing in all of your bills in order here, so that way every day you can just glance at this list and really easily see if you have any bills coming up that you need to pay or prepare for. The next column is for actually writing in what the bill is for, and the third then will be for the dollar amount. After that, I'm creating a section for tracking income, so I'm just making another box that's 8 spaces tall and 13 spaces wide. Again, splitting it into 3 columns for the date, the source of income, and finally the dollar amount. And obviously, if you only have one job or one source of income, then you don't really have to bother with the source part. Below the income tracker, I'm then creating another section for tracking savings. This box is the same size as the income tracker, and I'll have a column for the date, a column where you can write how much you deposited into your savings account that day, and finally a column for jotting down your total savings number that day. Now to finish off this left page, I'm continuing that Shakespeare line from the previous spread, double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble, using all the same supplies that I've been using this entire video. I'm continuing the spread on the right side with a spending log for the month. I'm first creating 2 boxes at the top and bottom of the page. Each one is 13 spaces tall and 27 spaces wide, split into 3 separate columns, each one 9 spaces wide. This is going to be for 6 different spending categories in which you'll record all of your spending throughout the month. For this one, I've decided on the categories groceries, eating out, fun and play, shopping, transportation, and finally other. Below each category header is then where you can write down each item you spend money on and how much you spent. And I actually forgot to write down the little headers when I was filming this, but afterwards I just wrote them in, and it's just item and then a little $sign to show where to write what. Finally, I'm going to finish this video off with the first weekly spread of the month. And I'm starting off by creating daily sections to write down any tasks or events for each day of the week, going from October 1st to October 7th. So I'm laying in one of these little snake header stickers every 5 spaces, and over top of that, I'm just using these little black and white weekly headers. And I then create a dividing line between each day. After that, I'm going to split each day into 2 categories. Again, I love categorizing everything whenever possible. I just think that compartmentalizing tasks is a lot more efficient than just having one big task list. So here I'm separating the days into school/work tasks and events, and then personal tasks and events. Now in the middle of the right page, I'm going to make the main header for the week of October 1st through October 7th. Repeating that same potion bottle motif and using one light and one dark Crayola purple marker. This page here will be the home of this week's general task list, where you can write down all the to-do list items and tasks that aren't specific to a certain day, but still need to get done that week. And again, I'm splitting this up into the same categories as before, school and work at the top and personal at the bottom. I'm using that light purple Tombow marker to create a stripe of color for each header, and I'm then just finishing those off with some stickers and that black Tombow brush pen. And that is the end of this magical witchy themed October plan with me. I really had such a blast designing this entire sticker collection and creating these spreads, and this is by far my favorite theme that I've ever created. So thank you guys for demanding a Halloween-inspired setup and therefore inspiring me to create this theme. If you want a more inside look at how I create all of my designs and how I actually come up with the ideas, I do share a lot of behind the scenes on my Patreon, and that's also where I'll be actually giving away this notebook this coming week. So be sure to check out the link to my Patreon in the description below if you want to join in on all the fun. And of course, if you want to use these stickers in October in your own bullet journal to celebrate the month of Halloween, be sure to get an order in as soon as possible, and the links to all the stickers I used and my shop will be in the description below. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you want to see my next October Plan With Me video coming next week, be sure to subscribe down below and click the bell to be notified. Follow me on Instagram if you're not already at PlanningWithKay. And don't forget to check out all the links in the description below. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.